Coming to you live, Trouble Brewing, Duquesne Cook with
Marty McGinley.
And then we start. I don't really know what they do after
I would
that.
say you got roasted there.
I would agree, because I kind of lost my train of thought there. All right, but really, we Trouble Brewing, Duquesne, aka DQ.
Marty, aka.
Oh, what's our coffee names?
Oh, I'm the Lord of Caffeine,
And I'm the Duke of Rahm. Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah.
Duke of Rahm.
it fits well. Yeah.
So that's like the Duke of God.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. Hi, people.
It's
Hi,
the Duke
your
here.
local Duke over here.
I'm just a Lord.
It
A
would be-
Lord of
Be really
Caffeine.
bad, like noble lord back in old times. Not serious enough.
Oh, you think I?
No,
You?
it would be bad. I'm saying.
Oh. I don't think I'd be an evil Lord.
No, I hope not.
I'd be very high strung.
There you
Lord
go.
of Caffeine.
Yeah. Sheridan, who does our social media, for those that don't know, she did some of the commonly asked questions we get from social media. And one was cup score, like what it is. So cup score is anybody can get certified to do it.
I can.
You can.
I really
There are cup score classes around Nashville that you could go to. There's cupping classes that I think like even Frothy Monkey and like a lot of the local coffee shops put on, which they teach you how to do it. You'd have to do a few more steps to actually get certified, but the Specialty Coffee Association does classes where you can get certified, but you have to buy.
Okay, so if I got certified, I could grade our own coffee.
Yeah, although usually you get a third party or a different person to do your
Wow,
cup score.
100.
Yeah, wow, this is amazing. But you grade it on 0 to 10, and I'm hoping Drew can like put up a little grid of what a
right here.
like right here in
Right
the
here,
middle.
yeah.
Because we saw a couple from the guy we met who
In Guatemala.
who we had a great time talking with. Roberto, yeah. So he showed us a scorecard. That's what it looks like, and we have one for Rahm Roast. But it grades it on aroma, flavor, aftertaste, acidity, and you'll see it's a little circle, and it will go like 0 to 10, and it'll go up to where it is, and you'll see it all around it, and then you total all up, and it goes 0 to 100. So you could be a coffee that's rather acidic, but have great flavor and score a 6 and then a 8.2 on flavor. So usually what you're looking for is a pretty well-rounded grade or score where everything is in the range of ours. You would want it in the range of 8 to 9 since we're going rather high. You don't want to see something that's like a 7.6 and then goes all the way down to a 4.2. That's a not well-rounded coffee bean, which makes sense when you
Do you think most coffees that are on the grocery shelf?
Well, we saw, so Marty and I actually just went to the
Specialty coffee.
event in Chicago, and there was a lot of good coffee. There was some bad coffee.
There's also some good hot dogs and beef.
Yeah,
sandwiches.
This was my first time in Chicago, so I experienced Chicago for the first time, and I had Portillo's. Woo! I'm not a Chicagoan.
He liked the food. He did not like the traffic.
I struggled with it, and then I found out that Chicago was where Dark Knight was filmed. And so then I started calling Chicago Gotham.
Because of the crime.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. I feel like that might be bad, but I did like Gotham. I just almost called it Gotham. I loved Chicago as far as being on the lake. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So, but when we were looking at coffees, we saw multiple cup scores and they were averaging like 72, 73. And I think maybe not for you. I don't want to speak for you. But a little bit for me, it was a little eye-opening to see these coffees that are claiming to be great coffee, specialty coffee, and they're at the lower end of what we've always been aiming for.
What is it because we think, like when you get those levels and if 70's average, like in school,
Yeah,
I got a C. Well, that's average.
yeah.
Is that what people assume most coffees are going to be?
I just say they're lower than. I mean, if you're getting
I think if you're
grocery
getting,
store coffee,
it's got to be 70 or 60.
I think you're usually getting in the 60s. A lot of times those aren't single source, so you're mixing a bunch of different coffee beans as well. So you could have coffee in there that's higher, and then you're mixing it with the leftover
So if you mix beans, right?
Yeah.
I would think that the benefits of mixing beans would not be the same taste every time.
Yeah.
But I think if you're not a coffee enthusiast, is that what it'd be called?
Good word.
You wouldn't notice it anyway. Because most people are putting cream, sugar, iced coffee, with a lot of caramel. Who cares?
They don't even care for the flavor. They really only care for, is it bitter? And so people don't know this. We've talked about this. Maybe Dylan and I were talking about this, or maybe it was Ted and I. But you can make medium roast coffee stronger. Just because
we were talking about that show.
Yeah. So just because we were talking about it because we have a lot of people ask that we can do dark roast. You can steep coffee longer. You can add the coffee to water ratio, the coffee bean grinds to water, and then you can make stronger coffee. Just because it's a light or medium roast doesn't mean you can't make stronger coffee.
Right, because medium roast is 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Usually. So if you want to make it stronger, 1 to 2, you're making stronger coffee.
Or you can leave it longer. If you're doing French press, just steep it in there longer.
Right.
I say steeping. I don't even know if that's
I think that's right.
But
steeping is for that part, or blooming is for...
Blooming is when you do a pour over. Yeah. So
which is the recommended way.
For Rahm Roast. It's the Rahm Roast way. I should do...
You almost had it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Rahm Roast way, coming to you live.
Right.
I don't know why. That's why I felt silly doing the year. But yeah, so that's a little quick course on cup score. I am by no means an expert. I would love to start doing trainings on it to be,
you're going to have to eventually.
Yeah, I just need more time. Josh, that's you. You hear me, Josh? Give me more time. He's the guy who helps me out doing finances. So the more he can do, the more Rahm Roast I can do.
So let's finish up on cup score. So really quick, so when we went to the show and we were tasting coffee.
Taller.
And there were...
Taller than Marty's. There we go.
And we were trying a lot of coffees.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, and I mean, I'm not saying anything about anybody's coffee, but there were a lot of coffees that were I wasn't that impressed.
Coffee? Yeah.
I was not that impressed.
Yeah.
But then when we found out near the end that we were talking about mostly 70s, and we're so used to drinking Rahm Roast now, I could see why we weren't that impressed.
Yeah.
Like, I really, the best coffee I had was that thing at the chocolate place.
Just kidding. It was good.
It was good.
There were some really sweet, with a lot of add-on coffee and lattes that Marty and I had that were really tasty.
Good. But we weren't there. You weren't there for the coffee for that part.
No, it was. I mean, there were some chocolate mocha coffees that were delicious, and I never get mochas.
Never.
I will get a vanilla. My go-to is I make a vanilla latte with giving back my youth in it, but I'm not a mocha person. But they were delicious, which is not why we went there. We went there to taste other, just
but when you tasted so much coffee, and after a while, it was like
I got a little look. And I will say this too. This is not even about a cup score, but it was the first time in a while I got coffee stomach, and I had it bad.
You were getting hangry too.
I was getting a little hangry because we only were tasting different coffees, and again, some of them did not hit right.
That one I still taste that one.
Yeah,
there was just something.
There's a coffee there that it wasn't the coffee they were showing. They were showing their
large espresso,
espresso machines, and it just was sour.
But they were proud.
I know.
The guy was proud. He's like, try coffee, and I was like, and he must have saw my face. He had to go, whoa. So that wasn't the coffee, or something, because it sure did not taste like coffee.
Yeah,
it was like cleaner or something.
Yeah, and Marty knew it tasted bad, and he immediately comes over, try this. Because we had been passing stuff back and forth the whole time, and I got too excited there. I can already see that I'm spiking the mic, but it was not good.
You're good.
It was not yummy. So I got a little upset with them after that. But to wrap up the coffee score, I would go check it out. There's a lot of interesting information. The different rankings or stuff or different categories or stuff that you wouldn't even think about. So again, there's sweetness, balance, there's aroma versus flavor. We've actually been having some issues with Rahm Roast because people are claiming, hey, you say your flavor is more earthy, kind of a dark chocolate, but it smells different. Well, our aroma is not the same as flavor. So if you read our report, it actually shows they're different. So even if you don't do cup scores, you'll probably learn a lot about how coffee is supposed to be drank and like what you're looking for.
Right, because most coffee that you smell that has like that chocolatey or whatever, it's usually there's a flavor put into it. It's not the coffee beans.
Yeah.
And that's what people haven't learned about that part.
Yeah. So,
all right, what's the next question? On our list.
Next thing. Well, I was going to let you talk about your exercise thing.
Yeah, because the thing of it was, okay, so I have a lot of people that exercise, including my wife, and they always drink coffee before they exercise. So, I had a brother-in-law who ran all the time, and he would drink coffee, and he would say that coffee is great for exercise because of the benefits of caffeine and so on and so. But no, they were just drinking regular coffee.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
my wife, and don't look at me like that or don't judge her. She does Keurig because it's
a lot of people do it. I understand. I mean, I get it.
But let me tell you, on a Saturday when I do a French press, the pour over, she loves that.
Yeah. And most people do when you really compare the difference. Again, Keurigs are just easier. I get it. I'm not gonna.
I just don't want you to hate it or whatever.
No. I will. I'll withhold. I'll withhold judgment.
But exercising wise, so there are benefits to caffeine.
Yeah.
And Rahm Roast, the caffeine level is almost pure, right? You would say.
The difference is, and I always tell people this is, people ask what's the added health benefits of Rahm Roast.
Right.
Well, the benefits are that you are having a pure cup of coffee, so that you're taking away a lot of the downsides, so that the health benefits shine, which is kind of what you're talking about. And we had mentioned, so antioxidants, because I'm such a coffee nerd, most of my Instagram reels are coffee facts, but it was another scientist, not Dr. Rahm, but talking about how many antioxidants are in coffee. And for an everyday item that people are drinking or eating every day, coffee is an excellent source of it. But that the downsides, whether that is high acidity or mold or toxins in the coffee, a lot of times it takes away from the benefits of it.
So could be true.
That's where it is interesting to think about.
So it does have. So I wrote down.
You wrote down some of the other ones. I know one of them is about digestion and diabetes.
Well, it says, so the idea of drinking coffee before you work out, you get an increased alertness and focus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of the caffeine in the coffee, not just Rahm Roast, it's just caffeine.
Just caffeine in general, yeah. Which is why you have, so many things before games, pre-workouts, our stuff has caffeine in it. That's why.
Got enhanced endurance. It's shown that caffeine, like that in Rahm Roast, can improve endurance performance by enhancing the body's ability to use fat as a fuel source. So that's reduced perceived effort. Coffee includes the cleanest coffee around, which is Rahm Roast. They help to reduce the perception of effort during exercise, making workouts feel easier. And that comes back to the whole caffeine thing.
Yeah.
Like you have that buzz, like people take energy drinks before they work out. But if you have that natural buzz, you're going to feel like you're able to do more.
Yeah. Can I make a confession? I actually am I don't drink any sort of caffeine before sporting events. Because in high school, junior year, semifinals rugby, had the worst game of my life.
Wait, can you tell the story? But Drew, I'm hoping our video guy, when he tells the story, can you put some dramatic
Make
music?
it really dramatic.
It
was my senior year of high school. My junior year, we had played the same team. I scored 3 tries on them. And I same team basically. I knew I was better than them. And senior year, I had a cup of coffee right before the game and had the worst game of my life. I had 2 missed tackles. So I play wing or fullback, which is a position kind of like safety. So if they break the line of scrimmage, I am basically there to make the score try saving tackle. Missed 2 tackles, got scored on, had about 2 or 3 drops, and we still won. So that was good, but worst game of my life. And ever since, I don't drink coffee before games. And that was over about 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago.
So you haven't tried it ever since?
No.
Really? You're just scared of it?
I have my routine. I listen to the same songs before game. I walk midfield. I walk back and forth across the midfield while listening to my music, and I kick the rugby ball to myself. I get gummy bears, and I eat those at halftime. So I have my whole routine down.
So, like, I have to ask, the song, like, Sarah Bareilles kind of stuff, what do you listen to?
am not going to mention the songs I listen to. If you ever listen to what Dylan listens to in his car ride every day, yeah, it's my church friends would probably not be very happy with me. I actually had someone talk with me about that at one point.
Your song?
Yeah.
Okay, let it go.
Yeah.
I used to listen to Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle before I went on stage in comedy. Just because I was like, yeah, you're ready to go out.
I do some like Linkin Park, some
okay.
you know like
just
Breaking Benjamin, like gets me going. So yes, caffeine is usually great for you unless you're a little superstitious, like DQ over here is.
Okay, number 4, faster recovery. It says that it may aid in the glycogen resistance, which is important for replenishing energy stored and facilitating recovery after intense training sessions.
Should have like it'd be crazy if we had like a doctor or scientist that we work with that we could have as
I think we need to.
a guest.
Like I think we need to do
speaker.
these. We need to go these over and have her in here.
Do you think she would do it for? I don't know if we're close enough with her for her to come.
I think I'm a little bit closer than you. She really likes my values.
Yeah, she doesn't like me very much.
She just found out about the music you listen to.
Yeah.
Increase metabolism. Okay, that's pretty much why. Oh, fat burning promotes fat burning, which is
that's
part
the
of this
big
is
one.
because of caffeine, though, right?
Yeah,
It's not because of coffee.
Yeah. Well, and yes, and the fact that coffee has it in a natural form, and also the way that your body digests the caffeine from the coffee.
And the last one is antioxidants. Which
Yeah,
we're talking about.
that's the one that I really hit on because that's the one that I think is special about coffee versus other forms of caffeine that you can get. And I think that's really where coffee shines. Again, coffee's been around for generations. It used to be what you would drink when you're having, intense debates with other philosophical thinkers.
Do you know that? Have you ever noticed? You've haven't been around older people yet. Don't.
Marty has. Boom! Roasted!
What kind of roast is that? I've been around old people?
Yeah, because you're old.
No, older than you.
You're just old.
So then,
Hey, I will say Marty is, I don't know if this is mean or nice. I was going to say you're older than I thought you were, but that means that you look good. So
yeah,
I would
because
say
I put Renault. I use Renault.
I need to.
They have a tendency to drink coffee when they get older, and when they're at dinners, they drink coffee while they eat. And I found out the reason why is because they start to lose their taste buds when they get older.
Okay.
And the coffee, it has like this. When you drink regular coffee, is there's a strong bitterness that they actually enjoy.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it sticks with them.
I found that out from a lady who had dementia, so I don't know if that was actually true, but
Like
that's what she kind
when you go over in Europe though, and coffee's usually on the menu for after your meal, that's like a dessert you can have to add on to it.
Don't they have like espresso a lot in Europe?
Yeah.
I've never been to Europe.
Yeah. We'll have to pay some Europeans. You should invite Rahm Roast to come.
Yeah, we'd be welcome.
Come visit.
I'd love to come.
We got invited to Guatemala.
Yeah, because we did meet it's Roberto from the can't remember the name of the farm.
Yeah. Enon, E-N-O-N. Is that it?
No, it's something then E-E-O-N
Okay.
in the beginning.
But we're looking for very far in the future sneak peek, some new potential sourcing for coffee so that we don't just have one variant of coffee.
Because that's what we did. We found that out at the show. We found out at the show that it's so much better to have a variety.
Mm-hmm. Not too much though, because we also saw it go the other way where you have so much it kind of dilutes it.
You did a taste test from the not Peru.
I did Peruvian.
Yeah, but the one you had like 6 of them. Brazilian, I think it was.
Oh,
there were 6 that had a taste test.
Was it? Oh, is this Honduras?
Honduras. So it was like 6 or 7 coffees that he went through and tasted each one because she wanted him to, and then to
ranked it.
And I think at the end you got to the point where like it didn't even matter anymore.
Well, no, the first 3 I could really taste it. I should have probably had like a palate cleanser.
I think that's what they need there.
Yeah, but by the last 2, I was like, I don't even know what I'm tasting at this point. So
there you go. You just figured out a great idea. So when we do ours, when we go to the next show, We should have a palate cleanser for people that come
We
from
can
all
do
the
it in
other
between.
coffees and say, try this coffee. I don't know what a coffee palate cleanser would be.
I should know that. I'm sorry, I failed as the coffee.
I mean,
guy.
I know what it is like with dinner. Is just like that sorbet stuff you have
Yeah.
after your appetizer.
That you like let sit on your tongue and it melts, and then
Right.
you can go.
But I don't know if you want to do that with coffee. Toothpaste.
They might just like having.
You ever have toothpaste before you drink your coffee?
No.
It's horrible.
You know that feeling when you like have a mint and then you drink something that's really cold and it kind of burns your mouth?
Yeah.
But it's like kind of a
Exciting thing?
yeah, like you kind of want it more. We're totally off topic now, but I just remember being a kid and like it was horrible, but I kind of like it
Did
was
you ever
kind
do
of fun.
Pop Rocks and then drink a Coke?
Yeah, where like it's not good.
That's
but
not-
it's fun.
But it was fun.
Yeah,
It had to be probably really dangerous, I would think.
It's like the stuff you do as a kid where you look back and you're like, why? Like, why?
Why would I
was-
even think that?
What was the point?
Yeah.
And then as a kid, you're like, there wasn't a point. It just,
That's why I can relate to Kreider.
yeah.
'Cause yeah,
Shout out, Kreider. It's my
love
brother.
you.
I did this thing. This is off topic
Go ahead.
too, but
Reading
when I went to Prague and I went with an organization called Crew, I would like do or say something wrong. I'd be like, my bad, JC. And then I start calling them JC and the boys. And it was slightly frowned upon. I did not have the traditional like coming to religion background. So in my mind, like Jesus was just my best friend.
Well, I think you're supposed to.
I know he is, but it was a little more casual than like
It
everyone
was like
else
really casual
Yeah.
best friend.
versus everyone else who had
You're
kind
like,
of grown up. Yeah. I'd be like, kind of like,
You think he's gonna do that when you walk to the gates?
yeah,
Hey, Duquesne.
yeah. I saw you.
Move
I'm
over.
like he's like the responsible friend that looks at me and is like, why'd you do that? And I like know I'm wrong and I'll be like, I'm gonna do better. And then once I do better, he's like so proud of me. And he was like, see, that's what I've been telling you. So that's how I see him. But all right, we have one other topic we were gonna talk about. We're gonna do another, we said cup score. How do I make espresso? Is another question we have. How do I make pour over coffee? We won't go over that one because we have a video. Did you film the video or did Sheridan?
No, I did.
Marty filmed the video and it's a really good
It's on the
pour
Rahm
over
Roast
video.
website.
So
We could
Yeah.
do that here one day.
we should do that here.
We could just actually just pour it over right on the
Yeah.
and show. That's not how to make. I mean, espressos.
You have an espresso.
You gotta have
machine.
an espresso. Machine.
I actually taught Sheridan the other day how to make espresso and like do a latte. I think she kind of knew already.
Do you like steamed cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I have a frother at home that is not really the same. It's the cheap way of doing it, but like a
That thing I
frother.
had.
Oh yeah. Where you pour. So I poured my milk in it, and then I give me back my yeast.
Yeah, that's
Adds
what
a
I do.
little vanilla. I don't actually use vanilla flavoring. I use give me back my yeast, and it's not vanilla, but it does add a little sweetness. And I do whole milk. I know that's not the most popular thing right now, and everyone has alternative milks, but most alternative milks have their own thing wrong with them, which is a whole. We could talk about alternative coffees at one point. I'd like to have a little bit more information, but I do know like oat milk is really popular in the coffee community because oat milk is thicker and kind of it frosts better.
Right,
But then I know oat milk. Clayton has a whole thing on oat milk. It has something in it that's glyphosates, something in it that's not great for you. But then I know like almond milk is horrible for the environment. So the growth of almonds.
doesn't almond milk because of the bees?
Yeah, it's like one of the leading causes. There's a lot of leading causes of bees, but they move bee death. But they move bee hives over to almond farms, and so many of them die in transition or when they're adapting to the new environment.
So they do that because they want it
To help grow, yeah. It's also not great. The amount of water that's used for almond farming, especially in the areas that they're in, is so horrible for the
I
environment.
didn't know that.
So then you look at that, and then I know soy milk's not great for you either. So then you have coconut milk. The coconut milk is so thin. This is all just my personal opinion. So I'm sure other people have different thoughts on it.
I like cream.
Like half and half or like heavy
Yeah.
cream.
Yeah. I do like that.
I think, were you
I
the
don't
one that
put a
told
lot.
me you do that and you just put a little bit of like,
I take the regular cream,
yeah,
and then put the give me back my youth in there, mix it up, and then pour it into the, and I get that, you get that vanilla taste, and you get your collagen.
But I would be interested to clip this a little bit and see what people's favorite milk
Creamer.
choice is.
Yeah.
For
Whatever I like to put in
Yeah.
the coffees. That'd be
Um,
interesting.
and just do a little,
Like
you
a
could add a
quiz.
clip and do a little like vote on it. Put like the top 5 or 6 choices.
Regular milk, almond
Mhm.
milk.
So I know there's the black, just drinking coffee black, which I do most mornings, but I do like on the weekend, I eat a little fancy with it. I make some Geta. Do you know what Geta is? Geta is a meat that is from Cincinnati, and I believe they do beef and pork, and then they use leftover oats and grains, and they put it in the meat and you cook it, and it creates, it's called Geta. It's similar to like pudding that they do over in England and Ireland.
Like blood pudding?
Yeah, but without the blood in it. They don't do that part of it. But like blood pudding.
Oh, like, what was the other stuff called? The grizzle?
Yeah.
Where they put everything together?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever left over?
So that's similar to Geta, but I make us Geta, eggs, toast, and then sometimes hash browns in the morning. And then I get my little latte. So we'll see what people's favorite milk or creamer.
That would be good, and then know how many cups of coffee they drink a day.
Yeah.
I would love to know how many cups.
I've been trying to cut down. I was doing like 3 a day.
I just do just the one in the morning, sometimes 2.
Did 2 right now. So almost like tax season is over, so I'm a little less stressed.
I'm having fun now.
Uh-huh.
Woo! All right.
Anything else? I think we covered it.
That's pretty good timing. Oh, look at that someone there.
This is Trouble Brewing signing off.
This is the Lord of Caffeine signing off. You're
The Duke of Rahm.